Larry Lee Trimble did 3 tours in Vietnam, first with the 101st Airborne in 1965, second with MACV-SOG, and third tour Larry was training Cambodians. This film is about Larry's military life, especially his time with the Military Assistance Command Vietnam Studies and Observations Group MACV-SOG, which was a highly classified, multi-service United States Special Operations Unit which conducted covert unconventional warfare operations prior to and during the Vietnam War. Larry was present at FOB-4 on August 23, 1968 and was positioned on Marble Mountain overwatch position next to FOB-4 Da Nang. That night 16 Special Forces men were killed by a large sapper element. Many more would have been lost if not for the courageous action that Larry Trimble displayed. To see the full interview regarding August 23, 1968, please go to my YouTube channel at SpecialOpsGP.
It's a little hot out here, so I just got a Tiger beer. It's our favorite beer while we're in Vietnam. It's between maybe a Coors and a Budweiser, but it's very refreshing. Cheers. Yeah, it might look a little ragged because we've been nonstop so yeah, we did a lot this trip, and I would like everyone to just watch all of our episodes. Tell us what you think, give us a like, share it. We're always trying to make new videos, so any donations would be great. It all goes to me going around the country, interviewing SOG personnel like Larry. Hi, Bruce Christensen here with the History of MACV-SOG. I'm here with Larry Trimble, aka Gambler. Larry is attached to 101st Airborne in Vietnam, MACV-SOG, which we will talk about in a later video. But this video is only going to be about the time he trained Cambodians in Vietnam, his last tour in Vietnam. Also with us is Rob Graham of Savage Games. He will not be part of this interview till later. But make sure you check out Savage Games and Arma 3. Thank you, Larry. So, you did 3 tours in Vietnam total?
3 tours, right.
So, 101st, second was with the MACV-SOG.
Right.
And your last tour was with?
With the, it was still with the Special Forces, but we was training the Cambodians.
Did they have a name for that team?
No. Actually, what we did was, Bruce, I had got back and was assigned to Fort Devens, Massachusetts, to a regular forces up there, Special Forces.
That's 10th group?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
10th group.
10th group?
Yeah, 10th group at Fort Devens,
okay.
Yeah. Midway through, me and a couple of the guys, Billy Boggs and Pappy Grant I do remember their names because we got real close up there to Devens and decided we wanted to go back to now. I don't know if you have heard anybody talk of Miss Alexander.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and this is a true fact. I did not believe it, but you call and talk to Miss Alexandra, and she will get you anywhere in the world you wanted to go.
Mrs. B, yeah.
And there was supposed to have been a special operation takeoff out in the train from the Special Forces camp there. When we got over there, we was delayed when we met up. We went home. I went back to Illinois, and I think Pampy Clark, he's from San Francisco area, and Billy Boggs was from up in Massachusetts in Lowell. And anyway, we met up out there in California, and actually flew out of Travis Air Force Base out here, you know. And once we got to in the train, the operation had already started. So we was assigned to different locations, which wasn't hardly anything going on, and it's close to being closed up, you know, the war. And so I got assigned, and Billy Boggs got assigned down at Dong Batin, training Cambodians. And the Cambodians would come in from Cambodia, fly into Cam Ranh Bay. We would run them through an actual basic training. We had a basic training like American basic training set up, you know. And then at the end, run a live operation with them, you know, up by Dong Batin, then they would go back to Cambodia.
So, Dong Tin?
Yeah.
Now, where exactly in Vietnam is that?
Right across from Cam Ranh Bay.
So, let everyone know, the audience know, we are actually in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, doing this interview. Behind us are the skyline of Ho Chi Minh City. So just to let you know where we're at this date. So go ahead, Larry. So what kind of training would you give these guys?
Okay, it's regular basic training. We train them in weaponry, hand grenades. They had to throw one live hand grenade because I had that job of doing. Some of the guys were so small, so little, you know, it's hard to hold in the hand. Rifle training, of course, and disciplinary training for troops. Then we'd take them on the live operation, but it was set up just like in the States, what was it? I think basic training is like 7-week course, and we would train them within 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And actually take them on a live operation. And I did most of the live riot. They send one American with the live operations. I'd go out in the field. I'd rather go to the field than, you know, stay in there. Just.
So you said your job was teach them how to throw grenades?
Yeah, I trained on the grenades. Then we would trade job, but my biggest job was with the grenades.
So during live training with the grenades, did any of the Cambods drop the grenades?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. And you grab them, push them in the bunker? Or?
We discussed it beforehand and said, if you're scared or whatever, if you drop it, if you feel pushed, don't try to fight. Because we got to get that grenade and get it out there.
Wow.
I give it, you know, you could take the pin out, pull out the firing charge inside the grenade, and actually throw that, let it go off, and then screw it back on.
Oh, okay.
I give a class on hand grenades to the Cambodians. Of course, we had an interpreter, you know, that stood and talked, and there was this one Cambodian, you know, he kept falling asleep, and I remember this is actually later, and I never did tell him. The only person that knew was the interpreter what happened. But I took this hand grenade and hung it up and pulled the pin. And we kept talking, you know, I was talking, the interpreter went up and kind of shook the guy, took his hand and wrapped it around that grenade. And everybody started scooting away from him, you know. And his eyes got big, and then I did explain, I says, now if we need to keep people awake so they understand, you know, to keep them from getting killed at a later date because of not paying attention to what they're doing. And if anybody else falls asleep, this is what'll happen. You know? And then I don't know how long, well, not long. I eased back up and put the pin back in, pulled it down. Nobody ever knew that happened to Cambodians anyway, you know.
Yeah. What kind of grenades?
Huh?
What kind of grenades were you using at the time?
They were frags. The old
pineapple or not pineapple, but lemon grenade, ball grenade.
No, we didn't have the ball. We had the frags. Half the time you get the frag, but the training was the frag.
Okay.
Korea type. Okay. You know, with the big fragmentations.
Yeah.
And then later we went to the you know, the others that had the spiral, the smaller shrapnel.
Yeah.
You know, it would break loose like the. What they call them, squeegees, or go down the stairs. And so I used to like that job and, you know, training with them. There was only one time I remember of anybody dropping a grenade was a little bitty guy, you know, or actually a kid.
Yeah. So what ages were the Cambodians that you trained? What age range?
Well, you know, you can't, maybe I can say from little kids to grandpas.
Okay. Yeah.
It's hard to tell what age they are, but the youngest one there, we went on, well, this is only one group, we had several groups, but I remember this in particular because he was at nighttime, he would cry, and he was the battalion commander's grandson. And he would actually, he was crying, and all the Cambodians got mad at him. So I took him and made him my chogi boy. And I was in a hammock and let him sleep under me, you know. and I'd give him a 45, and I'll tell you how little he was he had the holster and had to choke up the pistol belt real tight, and the bottom of the holster come to about his knee. I used to have a picture, Bruce, or I wished I still had that thing.
And how old was he?
How old was he?
Yeah.
Maybe 8, 9, I don't know.
Was he treated?
Very, very young.
Was he just there because his grandfather, or was he being a combat?
No, he was actually a soldier.
Oh, is that right?
That was his grandfather was the, I think he was maybe a major in the Cambodian army.
And then brought the Cambodians in there, trained them.
Oh.
So you were doing the same job as Ken at that time. And then they would ship them all back over to Cambodia to carry on the fighting. The Khmer Rouge, who were closing in from the east to try to attack into Phnom Penh. And there was a big long highway down, east of Phnom Penh. Various towns and villages all the way along it, and that's where a lot of the fighting was going on. So they were needing more troops and more trained troops.
Okay,
so
that's what we was training them for then. We wasn't really aware of, the whole operation.
Were there VA still in Cambodia at that time?
Yeah, yeah. Well, because they were still, so this time they're still running the Ho Chi Minh Trail because they're trying to overrun South Vietnam still. But also, sometimes the MVA would fight the Khmer Rouge, and in the end they wiped out the Khmer Rouge, thankfully.
Right.
And they freed all the people from the death camps.
So did you enjoy your time with training the Cambodians?
Yeah, I did. I got to know them quite well. You get pretty tight whenever you're kind of leading a group to teach them something to do. And we, the kimono, or dressed ourselves. We all walked around in them too, as training, almost come that close to them, They got me a 3-sided Buddha, gold inlaid, a 14-baht chain, big chain, you'd go like that wearing it. And it had 3 different faces of Buddha, meaning different things. And I went to Thailand and kind of had too many drinks and decided I want some more, and I ran out of money, so I sold it for $100. I always remember that. What a dumb thing I did, But yeah, we did. We become, at that time it didn't feel like it was a real war to us anymore, because 5th Group was, not 5th Group, was it? 5th Group in Nam Yao was getting ready to rotate back, and the war was about over when we was training them, I think.
So they say that the Cambodians, if they got to a serious firefight or something, they would take the Buddhas and stick it in their mouth?
I've heard the same thing, but I don't know. I've never seen them do that, because actually that was at night when we got hit out there on that training operation, a live fire operation, but I'd never seen anything like that, but I heard that did happen, as a protection measure.
What superstitions did you see the Cambodians do?
One of them was that we had captured a snake, when we was going out, one of the guys, the other American, there were 2 of us go out, he just put it in a little bag. We carried it back in and take it over to the club there at the American club, and play with it, put it out. And their doctor, we call him a witch doctor, Cambodian, he come over and said, "We got people sick, you got to take the snake back, put it back exactly where we got it." And we did it. We just took it to the point to where we detrucked, I think north was where Sui Chim was, a little town, and then we'd just truck on up a mile or 2, We released it there, and I remember looking at him, okay, and he says, okay. And believe it or not, they come back and told us to take out well. But they said if we didn't take it back, they were going to die.
Wow. So how long were you assigned to this unit?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
And was the unit, was that Task Force 1 advisory element, TF-1AE?
TX-180.
TF, Task Force 1 advisory element. I think that's what SOG became, and I'm not sure if...
No, no, it wasn't.
No.
When you said that, I was thinking Task Force 201.
Okay. So that was the unit designation for training the Cambodians?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And what year did you come home?
1 year later, and that was, I'm pretty sure, was 82.
Oh, 72?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the last time you stepped foot in Vietnam?
Last time. 55 years, no, not 55, that would have been a little bit more, because 68 was, you know, and that would have been,
50 years, 51.
or not 80, not 81.
2022.
Had to be 71, wasn't it?
Yeah,
1971.
52 years.
Not, so, yeah, quite a long time.
Yes.
Larry, can I ask how you feel coming back? How you've been feeling?
Mixed emotions, if that's the right thing to say. I don't know. I know that I got a little mixed emotions when he was here.
Yeah.
So we've been in the hustle and bustle city of Ho Chi Minh, Saigon. What have you noticed the biggest difference about Ho Chi Minh City opposed to the time you were in Saigon?
Oh, wow. It seems like there's more, I see more, there's more people on the roads, big buildings, growing still, you know, it seems like a much bigger city than Saigon was back in them days, you know.
Did you like Saigon?
Do I?
Did you like Saigon when you were here during the Vietnam War?
I only was up here a couple of times, and you know, maybe we would go down to Chulai Street and try to hire guys to fight for us, the Nungs, and at the time, Team Rattler was Nungs, and so me and the other guys after, I never did see Ames again, you know, and that forth goes that, but I took over the team, and we would come down to hire more people off the street. They were young kids, we'd pay them good money.
Chulai Street is the Chinese district of Saigon, and the Chinese Nungs were part of that district, and they would fight for the Americans.
Yeah. For many years I have forgot about this, and things are starting to come back a little bit, or just things that, funny things, emotional things, everything, you know.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, in a way, I'm starting to be. At first, I had my strangest feelings, whether I would like it or not, as you knew from last year, you know. And so far, has been. I'm quite ready to go up to Marble Mountain. I want to see that. I'm hoping that we can get to the peak of where, you know, we had that firefight that night.
Bruce Christensen here from the History of MACV-SOG, www.sogsite.com. Here we are in Da Nang, Marble Mountain, and what we're doing here today is filming, starting to rain, yeah, very nice, filming Larry and Sean's return to Marble Mountain here. This journey started a couple years ago. I was pestering Larry to come to Vietnam, return to Vietnam type of trip, and finally Larry agreed, which is great. At that point in time, then we had to look for sponsors to assist Larry coming to Vietnam with a 2-week trip, and it is coming up. Yeah. And so glad it's waterproof. So we're going to go around Again, I introduced myself, so we have Marianne. Go ahead, Marianne.
Hi, I'm Marianne.
I am Larry Trimble. I'm very fortunate to come up here and back on Marvin Mountain after 55 years.
Oh, I am a son who Party Idaho. Hi.
I'm Hayden. I'm one of the programmers or encoders at Savage Game Design.
And also Hayden is our main drone photographer here. Does some excellent work. If you want to see some mad flying skills, watch his drones. Footage.
Good. And I'm Rob Graham from Team Savage Game Design, supporting Team Gambler, Team Idaho, Team Rattler, Team Asp. And we're here today, and it's been a really emotional time for us all, and sharing some stories. A lot of brotherly love between you guys, and just really happy to be here. So.
Yeah, again, I want to thank Rob Graham and Savage Games for sponsoring Larry to come to Vietnam, and it's very generous of your company to do this, and you as well.
It's a team effort, Bruce. So it's our team to your team.
And I'd like to thank all of you for being here with great occasion, not only here in Vietnam, but in Vietnam.